Welcome to this session is not section to this live A, which has been known as business and marketing. It's like a kind of newspaper, okay? Why do you create this space for those who don't know me and are connecting for the first time here to my channel? My name is Gaby Anderez. I am marketing and paid media consultant A. And I said, well, this is the year I really have to give him and love for my personal brand, because we are always behind. Backstage of all brands and all the customers we manage, and we left each other as well as last. So well, better done than perfect. This is the first one. Live, I am making my debut as a streamer. Have me patience, because I am even handling programs that I never had managed. Until 2 seconds ago, I said, there are other people who play background music on the live shows. I have to find out. Give me patience. So be patient with me. Give me a few days to find out that and the idea of these live shows is to do it from Monday to Friday, all those 5 days of the week, at 7 p.m. Colombia time. And leave your recommendation of the day. That of any content you have consumed that is of great business value to you. Marketing, entrepreneurship, and AAADS, etc. I also read how I want it to be as relaxed as ever. This very pleasant, very quiet. Read at least 3 to 5 news items of the day. The most relevant, what really adds up to us in terms of content. And of course, always leave them as good advice. If it is the first time you come, I also tell you that I did 3 days ago. I started a series on my social networks in all my social networks is the same content. Akuse Lama. Trying to, day by day, trying to monetize a YouTube channel. I am doing as I'm documenting the whole process. And every day I report to everything, to the entire community. From what I have advanced, what things have changed. This one to see if it works, I want to know. Because we already did it with a customer last year. I want to know how long it can take us. Monetize a YouTube channel. Hello, broken shoe, haha. Thank you. Thank you for connecting. Then if you want how to do that follow-up to that process that I am trying to monetize again. No longer for a customer, but internally for me. That has nothing to do with marketing, etc. I am not advertising which channel I am with, which channel I am working. Precisely to avoid sending traffic and not to be contaminated, because I want it to be a process. Supernatural. So good series. You have it in my TikTok, in my gallery on Instagram. And I'm uploading it here on YouTube, but as shorts, so you can take advantage of it there. I will minimize this screen so that we can forget. Yes, the music is definitely missing, but I am happy. How about my setup? That was thanks. All this. It is thanks to Andres, to my boyfriend that I love and adore him. Always for supporting me so. Contracted if you want some nice setups, the lights. His definitely helped me a lot. Even with the program. What happens is that now it's my turn to be alone, to touch all this stuff that I don't know how to touch. But we will make the whole attempt. Hey, so good. Let's start here. Let's start by sharing the screen with them. First, I'm going to go with the recommendations. Okay. I love the whole social networking thing. I love the YouTube platform. I love YouTube, this one. I really consume it a lot. I consume it more than other platforms such as Prime. Disney is not really. My favorite is YouTube. I consume a lot of long content. Really the shorts, because it is a very good tool. Because it gives you very good traffic. It has very good numbers right now. But I'm really a lot of consuming. That I'm doing the dishes and posting someone's blog. Okay, I have to. Blogs of Spaniards living in the United States. Of a princess living in Japan. I love that kind of content. I also have a blog channel inspired by this type of content. If you want to follow it, I'm still going to leave it below in the description box. Where I was going then. Today's recommendation. Sorry, I'm nervous. I'm nervous at my first live. It is rare to see me. It's rare to see me here on TikTok. Seeing me on YouTube, seeing me everywhere is weird to me. But this one, better done than perfect, is my first live, and this is going to get better. Have faith in me. So here's the first recommendation I want to make to you. Let me put myself here. On this other side here. Not to cover my face so much. And it is this content of Andres Bilbao. Let's go here to expand this here, okay? This is Andrea's channel. Bilbao really does enter this channel. There is only one video, and it's this, okay, on how to reach 1 million followers on Instagram. Here, I can't put them on. But if you write to me in the comments, I leave you the link to consume it. The title is How to Reach 1 Million Followers. And Instagram, beyond the fact that he speaks. So she doesn't really talk directly to herself just from Instagram. Talk is a conversation, imagine. 1 hour and 24 minutes. This is a content I consumed a little while ago. Not many days after its release, imagine. Released April 10th. Is a super pleasant conversation. Is he with 2 specialists? Both with a social media consultant, as well as with another strategist on behalf of his team, and the conversation is supernatural, but it has some insight. It has very important, that it won't work for Instagram alone. He will serve them in terms of strategy, an overall strategy for its brands. Is super interesting. Some of the topics discussed this year. Any person is good, may have thousands of followers on social networks. Yes, with strategy, I completely agree. How TikTok works. Algorithm level as to whether or not it is useful for us to sell. etc. How can I reach 1 million followers on Instagram? They have a strategy. Super clear, and they practically tell it to you there during the conversation. In part they tell you, and in part I have it very clear. But it's because I work that way. But it comes a lot, that of this sentence, that I don't remember right now. I mean, I don't have a clear reference to who is saying this now, but it is a lot of this phrase, and also part of my motivation. That does not necessarily. The one who is super top and knows more why. Not the one who knows the most is really the best. In the eyes of society and the world, A is not the one who knows the most. Is the one that is best exposed, the one that sells best, the one that appears to me but even in the soup. And it's part of that strategy a lot, okay? They obviously talk about content formats. How to use them is the topic of creating content on. For those who are interested in moving this platform professional. If you want to grow, you need volume. This is part of the strategy. For me, it is to be omnichannel. And there is another boy named Beltran Briones. He is Argentinian. He is a real estate agent. But lately, in other words, it has been a full presence in all the scenarios. There it is. I get them all over the place even. That is, I get so much. And I share his theory so much that I bought his book. Now it's a bestseller, And his theory is that he says in all the interviews are good, your life is about to change. Add 20 videos for 30 days. I mean, yes or yes, and today I got another man. I don't remember the name, don't ask me. I get too much content I have related TikTok to this. That he said, well, if you want to change your life, a video every day for 1 year. If you really want to transform it, publish 2 videos a day for 6 months. But he says, but my life changed when I started publishing 3 videos a day. 3 content video formatted videos, carousels, etc. This one. For 3 months, he says that his life has changed radically, and that is a matter of expose yourself, basically, okay? Hey, what else do they talk about here? Well, the volume thing. Strategy for creating team content. This is aimed more at companies that are not so lonely, not so much just a personal brand. But how at the company level we can take advantage of the capabilities of the entire team, giving incentives, etc. for content creation. What else here? Good hacks to grow in social networks are very authentic. It is difficult to achieve, that is totally true, because not everyone, at least I am a person like super grosera, and doing live and not swearing is difficult. And make content as regular, not to say that is not to be myself, is complicated. But A, you get banned, etc. So A. But it is the recommendation, i.e. ideally be yourself, because that's what's going to connect with people. Or the best network you should have, i.e. give many recommendations for tools and applications. A. Even the man calls to your work team, i.e. voice notes to your work team that hello. So I am aware that this needs to be done starting tomorrow, because it comes out of all those notes you were talking about that say, no, my team is not doing this yet. So good. I really leave you. This recommendation. It's called How to Reach 1 Million Followers on Instagram. Andres Bilbao on YouTube. 1000% recommended that conversation, okay? So, if you haven't seen it yet, I invite you, and the guy is a tough guy. I think he is one of the founders or partners of the Rappi application. What is this shipping issue? So good. Already passing the point already. Let's move on to the news of the day. The worst thing is that I told Andres I will take 15 minutes. That's going to be relaxed, easy, fast. And I have been there for 11 minutes talking only about the first recommendation. But good. Let's move on to, I have here about 5 news items that I think are interesting, and that it seems to me that they obviously contribute to the whole issue of entrepreneurship, business, etc. This is the first. This is from the marketing portal News. Punto is from Spain. And I found this interesting because it says Generation Z. I need more on the stairs. That in the recommendations of influencers, according to a new study, I will read about it here. I will read them super fast at the top of my game. The idea is as if you would get along. Well, I mean, what's going on? What, Anna? We can analyze it together if you want. Leave the comments. Below or in the direct chat. About. What do you think about this topic? Then says an international study reveals that independent validation gains weight in the face of influencer advertising and marketing in decision making. When I read, this is part of my daily homework. I don't like the way, well, really, for this project of these transmissions. I said, well, I'm going to try not to read myself. News at the earliest. But it's a habit. No. Every day, the first thing that I do is like trying to navigate what is happening, marketing, social networks, applications, etc. To be informed. I always give you an example, and I feel it is a good habit. Also, recommendation of the day for anyone. It's like me, I'm a mom. When I want to take my child to a pediatrician, you do not go with a pediatrician who is formed as in the latest trends. To go to recent discoveries, i.e. to be up to date. That is, you're looking for people who is fully trained to know everything that is happening in your area. And I feel that the subject of reading news, it helps a lot to this, okay? And you learn a lot. You're supposed to be a student all life. And it's like this reading habit on the niche of what one does. For me, it is super important. And I said, I'm going to get together 2 things that benefit me, namely reading the whole news topic, and also, I can do it live with you all. Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. Colombia time. So when I read this title, the first thing that is, I have always been, that is, I like that the brands use influencers, but in the right way, one always, with a contract involved. Conditions are super clear. I also know it is necessary to analyze very well. Which influencer will my brand work with? Because many times, we don't find the right influencer. Then we get in and pack up and pay him money to people who are capable of Niche has nothing to do with mine. And that it's not really going to add to my business. Then, when I read this, that I gave, and this is something that has been commented on in the last couple of years. No, that already influenced them really well. No brands do not hire him, etc. And started on the rise of creators, UGC, creators, UGC. How so? And I feel like that guy is, those creators, they're super important, i.e. it is a very good market. And they come for me, they come to replace the topic of the great influencer and what an there is. Micro-influencers. That is, you can have an account of 5,000 people, and it is fully valid. Brands can hire you. to send you their product, to be an image of their brand, etc. Then, when I read this title, I said, oh, is absolutely right, because when people go looking for a product when I want to buy a clothing cream, anything, first, for example, something very, very everyday, and it happened to us recently. We wanted to book a cabin by Booking for the Holy Week vacations. And the first thing you see are the stairs. That is, you see first. May grandmothers talk about what interests you. Well, that if he speaks there up or not, internet. If the beds are comfortable or not, etc. You're looking for them to be very recent reviews, because everything could have changed in the last 6 months, in the last year, etc. Then people followed much more for the recipes. That because he comes out an influencer. Hello, how are you? I sell you the water. Super rich brand, such not really people. Seeks at this time as much more humane opinions. So here I am, I keep reading it a little bit more. According to this research, the following were carried to more than 2,000 consumers and reflected a change in confidence patterns. Younger audiences prioritize more and more validation as independent research, expert opinion surveys, in the face of messages generated by the brands themselves. That also goes for my clients who are owners, that is, they are a personal brand image for them. That I always tell you, so don't try to be an influencer. It's not that. That is, they have to be people of credibility in its niche, because that's what's going to make you sell. Low QC. But it is because people are confident in their judgment and connect with you directly. Here, independent validation is consolidated level of credibility behind user complaints. Independent research and surveys, together with expert opinion, are positioned as the most influential factors in building credibility for Generation Z. Fourth place is the contents of with 58% of respondents recognizing the following: the media as source, relevant to assess the reliability of a brand. To see the impact of trust as a new marketing challenge, a dice. Good credibility today is built through validation, independent. In this regard, the study points out that brands should evolve from models focused on impact towards strategies based on trust and transparency. Then if you still do, you are a business owner and you still say, I want to put him in 1 million pesos, $300, an influencer. I'm not saying don't. In other words, it is completely valid. There are thousands of strategies, really, within a marketing strategy. One doesn't just say, I'm going with influencers, or I don't go with influencers. No. There are many tactics. That is, many things to do. But if you want and you like it, working with influencer is super important. That goes through a lot of filters. That if the hearing of that person, it really suits me if that person really sells. Because that is, we have known influencers of millions of followers, but they don't even sell 20 shirts, not even from another brand, of his brand. And it is super important to know, or to be very clear. That's when it comes to us as business owners. We invest in this type of strategy. That's over there. We can move on to the following news. You can still leave me the comments. Hello Jacob, can you leave me in the comments, Ara? Both on YouTube and TikTok. And come on, what do you think? If you also agree, please continue. Still feels confidence in influencers. Or definitely not. And we are sharing here a little more of the news. Here I have another one. I loved this one because I said, really right now, Leah then does not facilitate many things. There are people like tractors that say, it's not that Leah is taking my job. I will not get a job later. And I am faithful. That this is not entirely true, because behind a daughter, there must be someone human to be given by the prom who directs it. That is to say, to give him the path that will show him the way. And in this case, I found this news super funny because I said, that is, I identify myself. I need that phone. It turns out that it also has just launched an eye that suggests poses to make your photos look great. In this case, much more results. This is a directmarketingnote.com AY. And here I am going to show you that I think I can show you. So I can start playing the video so you can see the ones on YouTube, eh? How it works then. Not everyone. That is, the photos we take when we are traveling or with friends, etc., are not always like the best photos. Not everyone makes sense. My photos are identical, in other words. 4,000 photos of my phone are the same. Simple, normal, stops. And this seemed like a note to me, eh? I believe that women, we share more like this kind of thing that needs to be done. We want beautiful photos and beautiful poses. And not the typical, So I wanted to show you this video. I loved it. Let's see if I can play it here on YouTube. If I get, let's lower it a little bit because I don't know if you do. Are hearing. But it almost left me deaf. Let's put it down here. And I'm gonna play them for 33 seconds. It's like the promotion of this day. That's new phones have. As you can see, everyone does the typical pose of. Even children. But. Wow. Oh well, I like it. Hey, I would be one of those users of, I think, pure smartphones. 90 is a new function and is a sort of coach of the photograph that suggests to the real-time poses. I would undoubtedly be one of those. I would use it entirely. Yeah. This was great. Where else I have seen something similar. But it is not done with. Nia But has templates, and that's at least we have the stabilizer. Of DJI is more. I have the version 4. And the program that is the DJ there Mimo. AA suggests you how to record videos to make them super top. All videos or all available templates are in horizontal version. No vertical is not suitable for Reels more than anything else. I would believe so for YouTube, Facebook, etc. But it tells you that you're active as the function. This template, and it tells you, well, you're going to move the stabilizer with the phone to the right first. And one stands up like that is by paying attention to the right, to the left, up. That is, it gives you the appearance of everything. How to do it, and in the end, you have a video. Immediately edited Super Pro. And with that guide, I get a note. Obviously, we do not use it. That is, I have used it for about, as if in jest for me. For my personal projects directly, we do not use it. Obviously for business or customers. But I find it very top, because it really, as a user, it provides you with many things. Some people buy tools. This type of equipment. And it doesn't get the most out of it than to have guide without a doubt. Plus I loved it. And I wanted to show you the video because it is too funny, so that you really have the guide on how to take pictures of yourself. I loved it. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this one was shared in a group of marqueteros, where we always receive news. I do believe that I can do them for you. That is, I think I'm going to leave them for you when the transmission of this little group is over, where we always share full marketing news, and it turns out that PayPal has announced this month, April 7th precisely, announced that they're already working with the subject to buy directly on Facebook and Instagram coming soon, so that you can make purchases directly without leaving the application, which is what happened before when you wanted to make a purchase. The first thing I did was to get you out of the application I was asking you to. Open your PayPal session. And at any time, you could let go of what was happening inside the application and you were not still browsing. Then this tool, or this function, is super powerful because you can make purchases without friction very fast. Only with 2 clicks. I mean, I liked it. I liked the coat and the publication. I clicked to buy, see what. Here, watch the video there, which is playing there. In which, at no time, you leave the platform. i.e., you make the payment, you buy there, ready, you keep browsing. This reduces, obviously, all the obstacles, all over friction that someone may have when buying. It is very crazy. I do not recommend it. It scares me. It scares me because it is obviously a matter of no giving much incentive to consumerism. But it is an advance. Totally, in order to make purchases directly on Facebook. And imagine very, very soon you will get it on Instagram. Remember that all of these functions, to Facebook Instagram, are not activated all at once for all countries. Tests are always done, first in the United States, Europe, etc. And little by little are releasing these functions for all other countries. Greetings to all those who are on TikTok. In TikTok you can't see. I can't show you the screen, but you know that if you want to. See how all the news I'm giving and recommendations that I'm sharing with you. Screen is for those who are on YouTube. So if you can and want to, you can find me on YouTube the same. Gaby Anderez, and everything from Monday to Friday. We're going to have this type of transmission to comment on marketing, news, business, entrepreneurship, and more. I had to put the advertising in there, guys. Let's go with the fourth news. I loved this one. And not because I'm going to explain now, it is not because it is the brand or this specific strategy, but it happens to me a lot. When we do customer strategy, a vital point that we put into the strategy is the subject of loyalty tactics. And many customers remain as if that I had not thought of this. And I explain this. I'm not making up warm water. Hey, why? Get a new customer. Economically, it is a lot. A lot by far, very expensive, okay? But I get that customer who already bought you once, buy you back, is much more economical. And how I get that to happen is with loyalty tactics. I mean, I have to take my customer who has already bought from me, who already knows me, who knows the quality of my products and services that he knows. We are not scammers, whatever. This is my goal. I should always be to work first. My customer database, and then obvious. Then not at par. Continue to work. This strategy of expanding my audience, get new customers, etc. But at the economic level and quantitative, obviously it is always much more economical. To have someone who already knows me buy me back that. Convince someone who has never seen me, who doesn't know how cool my services or products are, to buy me then. Having that in mind. Let's check out this IKEA thing that I love. That says IKEA launches step by step. An apathy that, which rewards those who walk through the store. This was done in Saudi Arabia. But I would say it would be a hit if they put it on in absolutely all countries where IKEA is available, because I give you an example here in Colombia that is always full. And I think that would be a very good incentive for people to buy. And what is it all about? It's about converting the route, the premises, in an interactive experience. Visitors will receive a pedometer, which records the steps and will activate. A 10% discount if it reaches 4 o'clock. Good. Says 4,000 walks are the 4,000 steps. So, hey, that's what you stopped me, I said. I mean, it's super, super cool, eh? And well, I read them a little more. Visit a store. IKEA usually involves running long corridors through different environments before reaching the box. If they realize it, then, as well as that the organization they have of the store is half a labyrinth, that is for them. I believe that is his thought. And this has been demonstrated in studies. Ideally you will die. That is the more time you spend in the store, because we'll give you a chance to say, oh well, but honey, this lamp that is more economical. Or let's think better if we take the desk, right? Different from example A's is completely designed for you to enter. Buy super fast food. And the atmosphere, the colors, the tables, chairs, etc. Everything is designed and made for you to consume. Okay for you to come and go. In the case of IKEA, it is the opposite. And this strategy, this adds to this. The opposite is that you stay much longer, only to get a discount. Then of course I saw it, and that is, my first thought is to. This is a loyalty, i.e. I give you an award for staying longer. And that is, even if you enter the store, you do your 4,000 steps, and you say that at this moment I'm not going to take anything. But if they tell you, hey look, take the 10% discount voucher, your first thought is going to be, let's use it at once. So I thought it was super cool. And I thought it was cool to bring it to the table today. Especially to talk about the subject of tactics loyalty. This is of loyalty so that you can stay. This one for you to convert more, etc. Know why? I'm not telling you. It's a good thing that for all businesses they're going to give you and for every 4,000 steps you will receive a discount. But a yes, to sit down with their marketing team. With you as the owner of this business. Take a little bit upside down there. Of how we do for people to pass more time in my place than that will obviously translate in more consumption. Always being strategic. And also how it is with what is the value indication I have next in the case of services. That is, if a person buys me something very small. Example, in my case, an ebook. Or what do I have to do and what can I offer you? To pass immediately to the next product service. I must be very clear about an appearance of value in this sense. And of course always, to try to offer it to this database of people who are buying me. And finally, but no less important, I loved this, because normally we always listen a lot. This note is blackmarket.p, is a portal of a Peru, and tells us what Geo is all about. G-E, and why brands are betting more and more on him. It turns out that this is a position, as at the time, we have always listened to the topic of CM and the SEO themed, SEO, to work at the strategy level, internal brands for better digital positioning of our business, but in this case it is like a new, as a new role that is emerging thanks to artificial intelligence, and can even replace, to those who are CEO experts at the time, it wouldn't be S&O. So I wanted to bring you, as well as this information, I feel it is super important. Know how to be as up to date, although do not use it. Or you are not going to implement it in your business, but as I always tell my son, when things that are not related to brother school, this is general culture. We need to know a little bit about everything. To see then, here what happens, what does an HI do, or what it does is to optimize everything that is our brand. As for search engines of as an example, I want, when someone asks ChatGPT who is the top performer, marketing and business and pay media, say Gaby Anderez. That obviously does not. I mean, I would like to, but I know that there are no very top more people pro than this one. But I would like to see that is, how to emphasize these responses from all of those that exist and that always give. I mean, I position myself as if in a good place at the search level. This is the position, so this is what I need. I need as a HEO strategy to make it work. So here we are going to read a little bit the HEO, or generative engine optimization. How did my Duolingo look like? Hey, it is a strategy-oriented to have the contents of a trademark cited, selected, or used by search engines with artificial intelligence and generative assistance. The goal is no longer alone appear in a list of results, but to be part of the answer provided by the IA. Although the three strategies that are these three that you see here, they're looking for visibility, they do not work the same way the CEO focuses. In positioning, content in the form, emphasis on traditional search results. while the SEM use paid advertisements to appear in these spaces. In this case, the GEO instead seeks to have the content used, cited and referenced by agents, generative when constructing response. When I read this, I said, this is going to be like, is a super key ability that if you're looking at me and you're not a business owner, and on the contrary, what you do is to lend services to business owners or to companies, etc. This is a skill that needs to be developed. That is, it must be had. I think it's going to be a super important role for many companies. Because obviously search engines are still Google and YouTube. But the reality is that many of us consult with, and the one with twin hyperlexia, Claude, etc., and be very well positioned within those answers that can be given by the guide. You are going to mark because it is that if people even research on the subject of drugs and treatments, why does skincare imagine any other question that leads directly to them to be your business? The answer given to you by the IA will undoubtedly make a difference with the competition. So, I'm leaving here again. So I can say goodbye big like this. Hey. Hey guys, thanks for joining me on my first live show. I said it was going to be 15 minutes. It was a wonderful 40 minutes. And you know that you can follow me on all my social networks. How do I leave them here? As Gaby Anderez. Remember that I have a series of content where I am monetizing a YouTube channel. Had already achieved this several customers, but I want to do it for me, for own benefit. It is not marketing, it is not business, etc. It is from another niche. And I'm kind of documenting everything, I think. Super interesting that, So you can watch the chapters daily at 5 p.m. Colombian time, more or less, and all my social networks. Thank you very much for connecting. If you are watching me here on YouTube, don't forget to leave me a nice comment, cause it motivates me a lot. And of course, subscribe. Activate the bell and remember that we are going to connect every night from Monday to Friday, If this is going to be, look at this one. This is a bigger challenge than going to the gym. With that, I tell you everything. Hey, but the goal is to share a little more with you. Share more than of my knowledge. It also helps me to learn a lot. To stay up to date with all the trends and news from the niche I make. And you know that if you are on TikTok, don't follow forget me also. Like me, leave a comment, leave me love. I think we can go on. Also connecting via TikTok every night so that you also find out about the gossip of marketing, business, and more. If you want to see my life and many things we do as a family, my blog channel is also Gaby Anderez Blogs, which you can search for on YouTube. To make them gossip a little bit about what we do outside of marketing. Not many things happen to me. Too many things happen to me, friends. I need your support. And I'm trying to be a YouTuber after 40. Then that has to be like a Medal of Honor far beyond that. An extra Medal of Honor. So good, friends. Thanks for connecting. See you, no longer see you tomorrow. See you Monday. And nothing, I'll leave you here a kiss. Happy evening, and I don't know now how I end the transmission. So nothing, guys. Happy evening. Bye-bye.